Greeting fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster, and dear guests. As we all know, we don't have any guests right now, but we can expect in the meeting. So welcome to the 93rd meeting of Chalk and Duster Online Toastmaster Club. Being the Sergeant at Arms, it's my pleasure to be the first speaker for today's meeting. Before starting the meeting, let's reiterate the club mission of the Toastmaster International. We provide a sportive as well as the positive learning experience in which members are empowered to learn the communication and leadership skills that results in positive personal growth as well as the self-confidence, increase in self-confidence. So before starting the meeting, let me tell you the 3 ground rules that we all need to follow during this meeting. First, kindly switch off your camera if you are stepping out of the meeting. Second, kindly switch off your mic if you are not speaking. Third, don't discuss on any controversial topic. So with a huge round of applause, let me welcome the presiding officer of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Bharat. He is the founder as well as the president of Chalk and Duster Toastmaster Club. He has been associated with Tata Consultancy Services for the last 12 years. He believes in keeps the promise. So let me fulfill that promise too. So let's start today's meeting. So with a huge round of applause, let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Raj Bharat. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ravinder. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another meeting of Chalk and Duster Toastmasters Club. Any guests who have joined today?
Suraj.
Okay. Hi, Suraj. Would you like to introduce yourself and share what you drive into Toastmaster meeting? Okay, I think he is away. So, who is Timur today? Who is going to drive as Manoj? Okay. So, with huge round of applause, let's welcome host of the day, Toastmaster Manoj, for carrying the meeting forward. Over to you, Manoj.
Thank you so much, Raj, distinguished Toastmaster Raj, for handing over the stage to me. So 93 meeting of ours and Toastmaster is organized and is spread in 143 countries with more than about 3 lakh members. And we are part of that wonderful organization, which was founded way back in 1924 in US by a person called Ralph C. Smedley. So hats up to that guy. And now the organization is pulsating with a lot of life. And we are part of this organization.
Hello?
Yes. Somebody is speaking something. Okay. Now, any kind of meeting of Toastmasters has 3 segments. We have prepared speaker segment, then the TM segment, which is an impromptu segment, which will be conducted by Danish today. And finally, we have the evaluation segment. So before we start the prepared speech segment, we have got a timer. I'll request the timer to please tell us how he's going to time all of us. Timer Ashok, please come on the screen and tell us how you are going to time us. Okay, before that, sorry, Ashok, I need to hand it over to the general evaluator, Esther. She is the general evaluator of today's meeting. And under her, there should be 3 members, but today only timer is there. So she has to tell us what role they are going to play today. Esther, your mic is switched up. You're unable to switch it on? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
They lock it there. That's why I cannot unmute.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Good evening to all dear Toastmasters. Welcome. Today, as GE, now I would like to invite our timer to introduce himself and his role. Ashok, Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you, Evaluator Estera. So today I'll be playing the role of timer. So as a timer, I will note down the timing taken by all the speakers. We have 3 segments. I will just brief the guidelines for all the segments. So for the prepared speech, we have the timing is 3 to 5 minutes. So I will flash my color green at 3 minutes, for yellow color for 4 minutes, and red color for 5 minutes. So the speaker will have 30 seconds grace period on either side. For the table topic, we have 1 to 2 minutes. For minimum time, it will be 1 minute. So after crossing 1 minute, I will flash my yellow color. So at 2 minutes, I will flash red color. The table topic will have 30 seconds grace period. So next, evaluation. Evaluation will have 2 to 3 minutes. 2 is the minimum time. After 2 to 3 is the target time. When 3 minutes reaches, that is the maximum specified time. So I will flash my red color. So the evaluation will have 30 seconds grace period. And the last segment we have is Masterclass. So it has 20 minutes for the minimum time, 22 is for target time, and 25 is the maximum time. So with this, it's back to you, Estera. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok, for reading out the timer's role. Next, we don't have our counter grammarian today, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, that's what we have. I would like to pass this, pass back to, who is that? TMOD. Who is that? To Toastmaster Manoj, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. I forgot to introduce you properly for the benefit of the viewers. She's a professor in Malaysia. She's a doctor, professor, and ambassador, Esther Ramala. She's a motivational speaker and is doing a lot of jobs. And she's a woman of substance, and we can be motivated by her. And as a general evaluators, we'll be coming back in the third segment with the evaluators, 2 of the evaluators, and of course the timers report. Now to start the first segment. The first segment is that of the prepared speaker. And today's first speaker is Siva Lenka. He's a great guy. He's working in the IT sector, but he takes a lot of initiative, like he took on ESCOM role to assist me as the assistant VP when we had this contest. He was not too old in the club, but he took on and he became a contestant, told a wonderful story in the storytelling segment. So that shows the go in him, and he tries to learn and improve every time. And today I am being his evaluator. I'll just tell what is expected out of his speech. So Toastmaster Siva Lenka, he's attempting a L1 P3, level 1 P3 project from motivational strategies. And here, he has to deliver a prepared speech for 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note 5 to 7 minutes, and incorporate the feedback in his next speech. Whatever feedback I'll be giving him, he has to incorporate this feedback in his next speech. So basically, I'm going to look forward how he performs today and give my feedback when I am called upon by the general evaluator in the third segment. Now, wearing my hat as the TMOD, Toastmaster Siba Lenka, your speech title is Live Your Life by a Map. Live your life not by a clock. Sorry, live your life by a map, not by a clock. Live your life by a map, not by a clock. Toastmaster Siva Prasad Lenka. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for your kind introduction. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmaster and my dear guest. My today's topic is Live Your Life by a Map, Not a Clock. Can anyone guess the topic? What is it about?
Maybe you're talking about traveling a lot
Correct.
rather than being worried about
Yes.
time. I do
Yes,
not
yes,
know.
it's correct. Okay, yeah. So let's coming to my topic. Yeah, I'm here today. I'm going to talking about traveling. Today I'll be talking about my hobby. Traveling is my favorite hobby. Whenever I have some free time, I love to go out. It doesn't matter in city or out of town. It just open my Google Map and set my destination. I like all kinds of travel by car, by air, by train, by bike, or traveling on my foot. But I haven't traveled by ship at, let's see. I love to travel with group, without group. It's fine for me, but without a guide, because I like to travel new places and explore as by myself. Most of the time I travel by car and spend a little time at different place. It's always nice to stay a different place for a change and admire nature. I have covered most of the places in my native and 70% of India. Also, I have visited some of the outside country. Like I was gone to Malaysia, Dubai, uh, mm, Nepal, and Thailand, and also other cities. Traveling gives me good opportunity to learn more about new places I visit, to meet different people, to learn about them, to know their culture, their traditional food, and try it out. It helps me to make memorable my memory. As I said a few minutes back, I have traveled many places in India and all are amazing. But the visit which has lasting my impression on my mind, the Kashmir. Yes, it is the most beautiful place I have ever seen. It's truly, I can say, heaven on the earth. The beautiful place means the nature, the greenery, the green grass, horses all around, um, all the valley and tall trees, snows, mountains. It was amazing, I can say. And you should go. You should visit Kashmir. For me, traveling is the best method to utilize my free time. It's like finding peace, taking break from a routine, physically and mentally. Lastly, I want to conclude by saying that everyone of us should have hobby. It can be anything. It give you something to do when you find yourself with nothing to do feel. Your time, but yes, it's not just a time filler. They can later also turn into a passion and give you a life extra meaning. So everyone should have a hobby so that whenever you are free, that time you can like what you love to do, that you can do, and you can erase your any mental stress, and you are always be happy. So everyone should be happy. Yeah, that's it from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you for setting the ball rolling with your wonderful speech with a catchy title. Now we'll go over to the second speaker. And second speaker is talking about a topic. And before I call upon the second speaker, I would like to request his evaluator, BTM Raj. BTM Raj, please tell us what are the criteria we're going to follow to judge the second speaker of evening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. So our second speaker is Toastmaster Manoj only, and he would be delivering a speech which would be generic in nature, and I would be evaluating his speech on the very basic criteria to have a good, effective speech. Thank you. Back to you, Remod and Speaker Manoj.
Thank you, DTM Raj, for being my evaluator. So now I call upon the second speaker of the evening, Toastmaster Manoj. Is attempting a speech which is not part of any manual. It's just a kind of experimental speech. So that is experimenting an impromptu speech, which is also a prepared speech. So the title of the speech for Toastmaster Manoj is Pause. So Toastmaster Manoj, pause, pause, Toastmaster Manoj. So there, now it is handed over back to me, the screen. Now the timer can start the timing. Pause. What is the value of this pause? When you write, we use a lot of pauses, like a comma, a semicolon, a colon, and a full stop. In our speech also, pauses are required so that confusions are not there. While writing or speaking, each pause prepares the listeners. Yes, this is the end of something. Now something else is going to begin. Because anything new has to start when something ends. So this is cyclic. Not only human life is cyclic, the whole world is cyclic. You find the perfect shape in the universe is spherical. See the heavenly bodies. Our own Mother Earth, the shape of Mother Earth, may not be perfect round, but it is round. Whenever you spill something on floor, it tries to take the smallest shape, and that is somewhat roundish. So this pauses, the full stop that you put, that also is some minute little round that add meaning to our sentences. Similarly, if we take pauses in our own life, that also spices of our life. That also adds meaning to our life. Today's first speaker, Siva Lenka, spoke about a wonderful talk on how to fill off his leisure hours by traveling. Not only has seen 70% of India, also has gone out to the country where our Esther is from. He has gone to Thailand and other countries. So this pauses in our life because we are all in a rat race to accumulate wealth, enjoy life to the seams. But We enjoy life whenever you take a pause, not by running the race. So whenever we travel also, we need to go slowly and observe that place. Our itinerary that we prepare, it's not be one after another, rushing through. Wherever you go, soak in, observe. How can you observe? When you observe, pause to observe things. And pauses. When you take a pause in your life, you start enjoying. Or else most often what happens? We either live in the past or we live in the future. We never live in the present. It's a present, it's a gift to us. So if you take a pause, we start enjoying that gift. And it not only adds value to our speech, it adds value to our life. Any kind of creativity. Somebody writes a poem, like Wordsworth when he wrote Daffodils. He paused in his way, looked at those beautiful daffodils dancing in the wind, the breeze, and that impressed upon him and wrote that beautiful poem. He writes somewhere, even the blade of grass that moves swells up those emotions that is too heavy for my tears. It brings tears to my eyes when I look at those grasses. Walt Whitman, another great poet of US, writes, a small child gets me a bunch of grass and asks me what it is. And I said, it is the handkerchief of God. I repeat, it's the handkerchief of God. Find in some corner, his signature will be there. So that is the beauty of taking a pause in our life. When you take a pause, you start enjoying life. And let me share something. Our life is also full of pauses. The pulsating, the pulsation that goes in our life that makes us alive is our breath. And one day, the breath is going to stop. A final full stop, a final pause will be there and will exit from Mother Earth. So when you exit before that, if we can prepare ourselves to face death, I think we can joyfully embrace death. I remember 4 or 5 years back on New Year's Eve, or it was 1st of January, and I was the TMOD of a club, the meeting, and I choose the topic, embrace death to embrace life. There are a lot of opposition. How can you speak about death on the 1st of January? So I changed the title. I said, a new life. But my first line was, a new life germinates when something ends. Every end gives birth to another new life. It's like the phoenix, the bird. It ends its life, and from the ashes, a new bird comes up. So if you understand this, we'll start enjoying our life. I have experimented this in my life. You also, those who are married people, those who are yet to be married, like my evaluator today, you experiment this. Start. Like I used to, whenever I had a fight with my wife, I used to practice as if I'm dead. Once you're dead, you cannot hear anything. If you do not hear anything, you don't speak. You only listen. If you listen to a woman, 90% of the problems get over. I think the woman in the meeting will agree with me. So that's what I practiced. And it is very, very successful for all the married men. And yet to be married, take the lesson. Keep your mouth shut whenever your wife or anyone speaks. The lady wants that you should hear. And it's going to solve all problems. So that is taking a pause. Take a pause to enjoy your life. Take a pause to make your speeches beautiful. Because that allows the audience to think. It's not like selling a product, you go purchase. So with this, as the red light is coming, I need to pause. Thank you. Over to you. So over to me. That's the TMOD of the day. with that, we had two speeches this evening. Now we'll go over to another wonderful segment that makes us think on our feet. And to conduct this segment, I call upon a wonderful guy from the heaven on the earth. That's what Shiva told today evening. The heaven on world is our Kashmir. And from that beautiful valley, Kashmir, Danis Soma takes on the stage today to conduct TM segment, that is table topic segment, that's impromptu segment. Over to you, Danis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Raj Soma. I will be table master. Starting the table topic session, I would like to ask a question. Why we have a table topic session in a Toastmaster meeting? Anyone? Yes, Siba?
Yeah, to improve our communication, to improve our four key skills. One is your listening skills, organize your delivery speech, and thinking and communication skill.
As those, so we have table topic session to challenge Toastmaster to think on their feet in impromptu speaking skills. By doing table topic session, we develop four essential skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. So today, as Toastmaster Manoj is used to give a master class on cook and serve. So I think, why not we make a theme around that for table topic session? So I come up with some words. You need to cook a story around that word and serve the story to others. Okay. Now I will share my screen first. Basically, you need to pick some words, pick some digit, and there is a word linked with that digit, and you have to cook a story around that word and serve it to others. So before calling the first speaker, I would like to share a timing guidelines for table topic session. For speaker have to speak minimum 1 minute for minimum qualified the voting. The timer will show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card and 130 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. There is also a grace period of 30 seconds for the speaker to conclude his table topics session. Okay. So any volunteers? Or I will choose my Mohit. Okay. So guess Mohit. Any number you want to pick?
Sir, number 4.
Number 4. Okay. So your topic is friendship. So guess Mohit. Friendship. Guess Mohit.
Good evening, all of you. First of all, we should know about what is friendship. Friendship is not just we get during our school times and colleges times. Friendship is a phenomena, a bonding between the two persons or more that come up with each other and enjoy the life. But not only the enjoyment is there. In case of adversity, they should also help you. That kind of bonding when comes in your relationship, that at that time you can measure the true meanings of the friendship. For example, when I was a child, I had a fracture on my foot. At that time, my friends used to go to school by bicycle. So he used to help me by taking me with him to the school regular basis during my exams period. So how can I forget him in my future, even though he's not alive nowadays? But apart from that, whenever I came to my village, I always meet to his parents and take care, also help them in their works, and also help them in financially whenever they require or need. So these kind of friendship, when you connected with any one person in the universe, you can't forget these kind of friendship anywhere or anytime. No matter how many days you spend with your friend, but the matter is how you live, how you spend your time with your friends. We should care about our friends. Nowadays, we know that we can disparate from a little bit things from our friends. You know that the relationship of our human nature are more essential to live in societies. So we should make our friends wherever we are, no matter. So we should care our friends by talking each other, by giving time, so that, and most important, that be loyal to them. That will also help you to make a consistent bonding with them. That's all about the friendship. Thank you, Toastmaster. Pass over to you, sir.
Thank you, guest Mohit, for expressing your views on friendship. Now I will share my screen. As number 4 is full, so I've removed the 4 from that list. So any volunteer, or I will choose.
Choose people from the guests, those who haven't spoken.
Okay. So Rushi Duse, guest Rushi Duse. Prerna.
Russia's common camera.
So hi Rushi. You want to speak on table topic session?
No, he needs to unmute.
Yes, yes. Can you share with me the topic which I have to speak upon?
You have to pick a number from
Okay,
1,
number
2, 3, 5, 6, and 7.
number 3.
Number 3. Okay. So your topic is dreams. So guest Rushi, dreams,
Yes,
dreams, guest Rushi.
yes. A very good evening to all the Toastmasters. My name is Rishikesh Duse. Today I will be speaking about on the topic dreams. Since uh, since since the day when we get to know the world, that time onwards we see dreams. So before that also we see dreams in our mother's stomach. So once we are on the planet Earth, we start dreaming. But that dreams, the childhood dreams, come true, and they always try to be true. Once we get into our regular life and regular studies and in our adulthood, that times the dreams are difficult to achieve, and to achieve that dreams we try and pretend to be honest, kind, and hardworking, smart working. Dreams, a word dream, a word directly don't define anything. It is defined by uh, scientists, what is all these dreams, and how they can be achieved and how they can be calculated. So as such, dreams are a person's objective to define his own life. If a person see dreams, then only he can achieve his task, objectives, and his definition towards life will be clear. If a person is seeing dreams in his own daily circumstances, then only he can prove his own targets and work upon that. So in order when I was like, now I want to say about my own dreams. Whenever I see dreams, I really don't work upon them, but I try to calculate at what I have seen in the dreams. But most probably persons who live a enjoyable and enjoyable and happy life, they mostly see dreams. Those who are tired and hardworking or physical work is more, they don't really see dreams. They see dreams, but they are mostly harsh dreams, and they are not definite dreams. We can't define the dreams when which they see. A person living the relaxable and studious life mostly see dreams, and that people only tend to achieve that. So as such, this all I define about dreams. Oh, I will be working upon this, and on my next table topic session, I will be more uh, speaking correctly.
Thank you, Rishi, for your views on
Yes.
dreams. You're quite
Yes.
excellent as a table topic speaker.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now,
Yes.
I would like to call guest Prerna. Prerna,
Hello.
hi Prerna. Are you
Yeah.
comfortable
Hi.
in taking the table topic?
Yes. I am comfortable. I'm sorry that I was unable to connect that time.
Okay,
So that
fine.
was the thing.
I will share my screen first. So
Yeah.
you have to pick a number from 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7.
5.
5. Okay. So Prerna, your table topic is change. Toastmaster Prerna. Change.
Yeah.
Change. Toastmaster Prerna.
Change. Okay. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak on this topic, and good evening to one and all present here. And change. Okay, what we can say about change is like change is indispensable part of everybody, actually every human being. It is the it is the inner essence of anybody. Like we need to adapt to each and every situation. So we need to change according to the time, according to the according to the place, according to the time, and everything. What we can say, change is an indispensable part of everybody, and we need to change for to come in the progression mode. Like if you want to achieve something in your life, you have short term or long term goals. So for that you need to adapt to that situation, and you need to change. It won't come like Rome is not built in a day, like we say, right? So it can't be like change is always difficult. Actually change is always difficult for each and everything. For small results also change is very much difficult, but you know that it is for the good thing, it is for the positive thing. So you need to adapt day by day, and then it leads to transformation. Small change will lead to transformation, and that I can say about the change. So change is very much necessary for everybody, and for every human being on this earth, and it needs small steps and consistency in your efforts, so that you can change, you can make change within yourself, what you want to see the change in the world. So first you should start with yourself, and then you can see the change in the world also. So that is my thank you so much.
Thank you, guest
Thank you.
Prerna, for your views on change. Now,
Thank you.
I think Toastmaster Manoj, right? So Toastmaster Manoj, I will share my screen. So Toastmaster Manoj, you have to pick from 1, 2, 6, and 7.
I'll take 2.
2. Okay. So Toastmaster Manoj, journey. Toastmaster Manoj.
Life is a journey. And as I often say, it's a journey from mother's womb to mother's earth's womb, our own mother's womb to mother earth's womb. The interim period is what is called life. It's a journey. And when you take a journey, we all are travelers. We travel. And why do you travel? To experience life. I think in this world stage, we take on, we grow each day, each moment, each Second, now also I'm growing when I'm speaking. So many cells are getting dying and regenerating. So each second we're taking a journey forward. But is it a forward journey or a regression? That's a question to ponder. Each second, are we going forward or backward? Each step we take, it's a progress, no doubt. It's also a step towards our final exit. So this is what is life, your life, my life, everyone's life on this world is a journey from mother's home to Mother Earth's home. So how to enjoy this journey? When you pause to ponder, you take a pause to ponder and look around. See the people around you. See Mother Earth, how beautiful it is, and express your gratitude. A small baby is happy. Why? Everything is wonderful for him or her, but we take it for granted. We don't look at the beautiful grasses under our feet. We don't look up to the sky and see those sunrise or the sunset or the moon. And by that, the journey also goes on like a fast-paced world and we forget to enjoy. So let's enjoy this journey and make our life meaningful. Thank you. Over to you, Dennis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for your views. Now I will share my screen. As Siba has raised his hand, so Siba, it is your turn now. So you have to pick number from 1, 6, and 7.
1, 6, and 7. Okay, I'll take 1.
Okay. So Toastmaster Shiba. Hope. Toastmaster Shiba.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmasters Danis, for amazing topic. Hope. Everyone has hope. See, today I deliver my third speech, right? For hope, right? To improve my communication skill, my listening skill, my understanding skill, and my delivery skill. I have a hope to join. Like when last year I was planning to join Toastmaster Club for a hope. If I join Toastmaster Club, then I can improve my leadership skill, my communication skill. So everyone has hope, and I recommend to everyone to be hope, to hope anything, right? Nothing is impossible. You can try for that. You can try it out. If you fail 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th time, it doesn't matter. Try it out. But if you see in next 2 to 3 years or 4 years, you can see the difference. Anything like here I can say, like in last year my communication was not good, but here I can say in front of you, I can speak. I can say related to my last also, like whenever call as a table topic speaker as a guest, Shiva, where is Shiva? Then I was muted and I was gone away, frankly saying. But now I can take a topic and speak here in front of everyone. And also in next 2 years, I can say, like, I can take any role, I can take any speech without any hesitation. I will deliver my speech. So don't always be hope and work on it. Never lose it. Don't give up. Try it out. Yeah, that's it. Over to you, Danis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiba. Now only 2 table topics are left. So I like to call the guest.
Guest Ramesh is there.
Right. So guest Ramesh, do you want to take the table topic?
Yeah, sure.
Ramesh and Sharma.
Yeah.
Ramesh. Guest Ramesh, do you want to take the table topic session?
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah,
Okay. I will share my screen.
sure.
So you have only 2 options, 6 and 7. So what number do you want to choose?
I'll go with 6.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
So your topic is guest Ramesh. Transformation. Guest Ramesh.
Yeah. So This is my first session, first online session, and this is my first presentation. And I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity. And the topic that given to me was transformation. So transformation, the word it says that we need to always transform, right? So let's say it's very important one to transform in life. Otherwise, we'll end up in the same place. So I'll just give one example. It's very important because now the way the things are going in IT, that if we don't step up and transform, we'll end up losing the job. That's where we are today. So that's where it's very important that we transform. We always think of doing something and transform yourself to become a better than you are today. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you all.
Thank you, guest Ramesh. Now I will like, so Toastmaster Ravinder has raised his hand. So Toastmaster Ravinder, you have only one option left. 7. So you don't have any options, as I will get the topic. So your topic is patience. Toastmaster Ravinder. Patience, patience, Toastmaster Ravinder.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Danish, for giving me this wonderful topic. Patience is a wonderful feeling that God has gifted to all the mothers.
Right.
It's the only single feeling that He has gifted to the women of the world. And with this, we can learn everything. Usually we say, we don't have a time. We can't do this thing. We can't do that thing. The thing is, we need to manage our time. How we can do that? With patience. We need to prioritize our task from the early morning till night, from the breakfast to the dinner. We plan each and everything meticulously. This way, we create a sense of patience in ourselves. And this way, we can improve our productivity. And patience also help us to organize our thoughts, to organize our task, how we can be the better one in this world. I think this gift is given to women only. It will be wonderful thing if all the men of this beautiful planet should focus on that. Then in this way, this beautiful planet will become more beautiful and we can create a wonderful change in this beautiful world. So I still remember one quote, be the change you want to make in the world. So practice patience. You will learn so many things in day-to-day life to improve in your life and grow and reach to the highest level of your life. Over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master, Toastmaster Danish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder. So before concluding the table topic session, I would like to call the timer to share the timer report for the table topic session. Over to you, timer Ashok.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Danish.
If I can intervene for a second, also just give out whether any disqualification is there. The complete report will call you in the evaluation segment to be given. Just tell us how many, if there is any rejection because of the time.
So all were within the time limits except guest Mohit. He has taken 2 minutes 43 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok, for your report. Now, I will conclude the table topic session. I hope you all enjoy the session. Now, I will hand over the stage to the TMOD, Toastmaster Manoj.
Thank you, Dennis, for conducting such a lovely and interesting segment with different words where we could talk about that relating to our own lives. I think all the speakers today evening did that. And we feel when you speak the table topics you attempted, we saw new speakers like Siva and others, how much they have improved. Because this is a challenge that you take on to think, to organize, and to speak. And once you master this, you feel like, yes, you achieved something. And those of us who took us this challenge, I think we must have felt a sense of achievement. And that is the main purpose of conducting these table topics. Now coming on to master class. For conducting the master class, I'll be conducting that. So I'll be sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible to each one of you.
Yes. It's
Okay,
visible.
thank you. So the title is Cook and Serve. Toastmaster Ravinder taught us to be patient because they feel they only have patience in the world. And if we male of the species can learn to have patience, the world is going to become a more beautiful place to live in. Yes. Now, cooking, we sometimes say it is the domain of women, but in most of the great hotels, five-star hotels, you find it's the male's domain. So, cook and serve. Cooking, you require ingredients to cook. And how you serve, that also matters. How you cook and how you serve. Both combined together make a dish palatable, isn't it? That makes a difference. A cup of tea that you have in a roadside dhaba and cup of tea that you get in a five-star restaurant, the difference is what are the ingredients that gets into that cup of tea, the kupa that you have, and how it is served to you on the table. That makes all the difference. And that what makes all the difference when you deliver a speech. How you cook and how you serve it. So now let's go on and see what are the different components of a speech. Any guesses? You can unmute and speak. The first component, of course, speaker. Since I put it in a triangle, what are the three other components? Make a guess.
Speech.
Okay. When you say speech, it's a subject, isn't it? Then
Subject.
you're right. The subject has come, the speech. Then
And then platform can be any platform.
the platform, okay.
The delivery channel. Or
Yeah,
call to
delivery.
action. Call to action.
Delivery. The platform on which you stand to deliver. How you deliver? You have chosen a subject, the ingredients are ready. You cook it, you prepared your speech. Then how you deliver? That makes all the difference. Even a very, very common topic can be made wonderfully. And it can be shared to the audience if you can deliver it well. And you might be having the greatest of the content, but you fail to deliver it properly. Then it becomes a mismatch. You fail in your attempt. Okay, now coming on to the third segment. What you need to be aware of as a speaker.
Call to action.
Audience.
Yeah.
Audience.
Great.
Yeah.
Bang on, Rame, Ashok. It is audience. All these three combined together, you can cook your speech and you are ready to serve. Now, how to choose a subject? It should be very, very simple. Do not talk about very, very technical, what we call rocket science, which will go above the head of people. Make anything like a hobby, like your whole life, your daily routine, your journey, like Siva told us today. Anything under the sun. It should be very, very simple, which can be related to by all people. So if you can relate to that, you connect with the audience. So choose a simple topic and give it novelty, like the kind of catchy title that Siva had thought of. Something to do with, live your life by a map, not a clock. It kept me wondering what it is as the evaluator. So it should be generating some kind of expectation in the mind of the audience. So give it a novelty and simplify complicated topics. If you're forced to take up a topic which is a bit like AI, simplify it, which can be understood by a person like me who doesn't understand much of technology. Now, choose a topic that you're passionate about. That's why whenever I get a topic, I talk about my own life, my passion. I talk about my three wonderful begums and how they make me feel like a Vatsa. So choose a topic you are passionate about and have emotional connection so that you can put in all your energy and infect the audience with that energy. Next, make it interesting. We speak to be heard. People should be listening to us. So pick up a topic that is audience centric. So it differs from age to age. If you are going to speak to school going kids, topic can be same, but your language should be simple and see that it is very, very simplistic, which can be understood by them. Even different parts of the world, if you pick up a topic, be very, very particular that it should not be offensive to any person. What kind of language you use and what topic and what the content you are going to deliver. That's the great person who says if you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it well enough. And that is how when somebody asked him what theory of relativity is, he goes on to say, if you spend your evening with a beautiful girl like Esther, 1 hour would seem like 5 minutes. But if you put your hand on a flame, 5 minutes will appear like 1 hour. That is what relativity is. That's how he explained it to somebody who asked him. So you have to simplify whatever content you have chosen to touch the heart of the audience. And unless you're too sure of yourself and your oratory skills and intellectual maturity, avoid topics on sex, religion, and politics. Even our Toastmaster fraternity tells us to avoid this, but still, you can adopt it if you're too sure of yourself without offending anyone in the audience. Rather, speak on love, speak on spirituality, not religion. Speak on good governance rather than politics. Now, how to craft your speech? The three segments we all know it need to have an introduction, main body, and the conclusion. Introduction is like a golden window. How you open it to make the audience expectant, like the expectant mother. Every day is a new challenge for her, but the day that she waits for when the baby is going to come out. So make your intro like that. Make the audience expectant, like expectant mothers. How beautiful the kid will be. Then the audience will be looking forward to, yes, what is there next? What is there next for me? Then the kaleidoscope that we must have played like a little kid. You move the kaleidoscope and see different pictures. So craft your structure in such a way that there are a lot of twists and turns, and each turn has something for the audience to be expecting. If it is totally planned, if audience know what you're going to talk about, then the interest will be lost. And finally, conclude with the exit thought, a kind of gift for the audience, something to ponder over, a question for the audience to think over. That is what makes a difference between the masala kind of movies of Govinda and others and a art movie of great actors, which makes us think. So your conclusion should make people think. If you can make people think, they feel human. If you can make people feel human, you have succeeded in your speech. Now, use the back principle. What is that? Visual. Use figures of speech. Like simile, metaphor. You're beautiful like the rose. Your eyes are as beautiful like the sparkling light of the moon. And as I was walking today evening, the breeze, you can use wind. Instead of wind, use the word breeze. The breeze was fanning my cheeks, making me feel as if some soft hand is touching my lips or my cheeks. So the expressions. So make people feel by using those visual auditory images. You can also use, I could hear the cuckoo's voice calling me and telling me, good morning, my dear traveler. So if you use this, you make your speech more attractive. Auditory. Click, click, click. If you remember, DTM once used this while he talked about that clock. Click, click, click. If you remember, I still recollect that. Swiss, something is swept across. Meow. Like a cat. Wink, that of a pig. Roaring like a lion or a tiger. Twittering like a bird. Buzzing like a bee. Hissing. Jingling, pitter-patter of the rain, rustle of the sari of a wonderful lady walking by. So all this you can use in your talk to make it more wonderful. Kinesthetic expressions and words express your emotions, feelings, and actions. Somebody fell down, I walked up to him. No, you rushed to him, you galloped to him. If you can use these action-oriented words, your speech will motivate your people. If you want to motivate, you are delivering a motivational speech, you need to use actionable, kinesthetic words, which propels the people to act. Now, follow this principle of KISS, KI 4S. Not a simple KISS, but 4 S's. What it talks about, keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple, and keep it sincere. If you follow this, all your deliveries are going to touch the heart of the audience. It should be short, not too lengthy. It should be sweet, simple, so that they understand. And sincerity is very, very important. You should sincerely prepare and deliver so that you are not wasting somebody's time. I spoke about daffodils few minutes ago. So this collects all those images. I wander lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, the valley and the hills, when all at once I saw a crowd of a host of golden daffodils beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. It makes us visualize what he visualized. So that's what you need to do. You have to make the audience visualize whatever you're speaking about. Then you become succeed in your speech. Try to use the language which is gender neutral, or else the feminine group is going to take you to the court. So be very, very careful. Instead of man of the match, player of the match, not chairman, chairperson, or the only chair. Flight attendant, not the steward. Table attendant, bartender. Instead of mankind, human beings. So be very careful. People will appreciate this if you become gender neutral while you speak. Now, once you are opening, plan an emphatic and memorable opening for the audience, engage them, prepare them, generate curiosity, challenge them, ask a question like Siba asked a question today. Create expectation in the audience. And start with a story from your personal experience, ask a question, start with relevant, memorable quote. Most of people do that. But most important is do not be predictable. Once you become predictable, then people lose the interest. Then the main body should be like a kaleidoscope. Carefully structure it with unexpected and interesting twists and turns. Make it palatable with a lot of different spices so that every bite should be different for the audience. Follow the pattern of the known to unknown, ordinary to extraordinary. Garnish with personal anecdotes, facts and figures. And if you can, it's not my cup of tea. I'm trying to be humorous, still trying to master this. But if you can, insert the spice of humor, you become a very, very successful speaker. Follow the Ouroboros trick to carve your script. Wherever you start, end there. The snake eating its own tail. Connect, reconnect, so that you go back to a particular theme. Then audience do not forget. They have got the memory is very, very short-term memory. We need to take them back to our main theme to make them interested in whatever we are speaking. Another thing that we took from the erstwhile USSR, current day Russia, the Matryoshka dolls. Must have played with this. I have played with this doll as a kid. So the father doll or the mother doll, then others. It's generally a family doll. You get the father, then the mother, then the kids. So your speech also need to be unraveling newer things. Each twist and turns should need to have something new for the audience. And finally, concluding, summary of the main points, recapitulate the key question posed or the answered, and leave a message or an exit thought for the audience. How much time's left, Ashok?
Still we have another 8 minutes we have.
Okay. So I'll try to wind up rather than dragging it too much. So exit thought should need to be a high note, end with hope, end with a smile. Like we always see that wonderful smile on the lips of Ravinder whenever she speaks on screen. End with poise. The body language should be very, very emphatic, should be excluding a lot of positivities. And if in an online meeting, we do not use this, but in an offline meeting, your hand gestures are very, very important. Your hand should not be pointing towards yourself. It should be pointing towards the palm, should be pointing towards the audience. Why? You must have seen the photographs of gods and goddesses. It is always like this, whether it is Buddha or Jesus or anyone. It radiates energy. Do not keep it to yourself. Start radiating that energy. Shah Rukh Khan, you find that extended arm posture. It is as if giving a virtual hug to the complete humanity. So if you are standing, give a virtual hug to the complete humanity. So end with a smile, end with a positive poise, end with power. Last words, it reverberates. So make them count how you end your talk. That is what they're going to remember. That's going to make a change between a competent communicator, and somebody who is a greenhorn, who is starting his days. Now the delivery will go a bit faster. The second element, 4S. What are the 4S? Now let's see how you stand in front of the audience. In the virtual thing, we generally take the liberty to sit down, but in a offline meeting, we need to stand, stare, look at the audience. Eye contact is very, very important. If it is a small audience of 25, you can look into each person's eye to see whether he is nodding at you. That shows they're absorbing whatever is saying. If the eye contact is snapped, communication is snapped. In a large audience, if 150, 500 people, it has to be sweeping gaze, like you're taking a broom and sweeping the floor. One patch of the audience, then the next patch, then the next patch. Your eye must be roving from one patch to another patch. It can be in the form of a M or W, some kind of alphabet take on, and let your eye start roving among the audience. The third is smile. Yes, we need to learn this technique from Toastmaster Ravinder. Give a wonderful smile. It wins the heart of the people. It infects. Smile contains a mile within it. So once you smile, other people also smile. And it invigorates them. It gives a lot of positive impact to the audience. If somebody has come with some kind of thought, that evaporates. So have a smile on your lips. You make that day. And finally, speak. Yes, that's what we do. Now, the key component, voice modulation, is very, very important. If it is a flat thing, it goes like a straight line, then we lose interest. A curvaceous body is always more attractive, isn't it? The male gaze goes for a curvaceous body. So, voice modulation, there also you need to have a curve going up, coming down, like the waves of the sea, going up and going down. The body language is very, very important. Use the whole body to communicate, not only your voice, your eyes, the facial expression, the gestures, everything should be communicating. Connect to communicate, like asking a question, giving a good quote, giving something to think about, take a pause to ask a question. Use delivery aids like I am using it now. You can use a pen, you can use something in your hand so that it's kind become an aid to emphasize something for the audience. Dressing sense. I am always a defaulter in this, but of course, in the offline meeting, we need to dress well. Even the online meeting, some of you follow this. Extra is always dressed to the occasion. BTM one always dresses up well. So we need to dress up well. Dressing sense is important. Then coming to the 3 Ps of voice, the pitch, how high or the low it is. It should not be shrieking that people feel, okay, it is too much for me. Or it should not be too slow that they try to hear you. They strain their ear to hear you. Pace, not like a express train, not too slow. It should be medium pace. And pause is very, very important. That allows the people to think. The pitch, not too loud, that is jarring to the ear, not too low, straining you to hear, should be like the waves of the sea with the swell and the thaw. The pace, not too high, not higher than 120. Medium is 120. That's what we need to add up, not lower than 90. So 90 to 120 is good enough. Impactful pace is 90 to 100 watt per minute. Before commencement of the intro, take a pause to look around to see the audience. After the intro, take a pause. Before concluding, take a pause. After a question, take a pause. After a joke, so that it sinks in, take a pause. After a dialogue, take a pause so that people understand what is the dialogue about. After and before a catchphrase, a key phrase, take a pause. Like I just now took a pause. Short pauses are 3 to 4 seconds, long 5 to 6 seconds. But how to calculate this pause? Count. Initially, you can rehearse it. I had done that. You need to rehearse. Taking a pause, 1, 2, 3, then speak. Voice modulation. Generally, audience should feel the emotions, what you are feeling. If you're sad, make the audience feel sad. If you're happy, make the audience feel happy. If you're full of enthusiasm, audience should be infected with that enthusiasm, the zeal. That you do with your voice modulation. You cannot say, I'm so very sad and I'm too very happy. so, so you cannot do that. So your words, your actions should be congruent. Synchronize your words and actions in your voice. Paint a picture for the audience with your voice modulation. Your posture, gesture, facial expression, eye contact, everything is important. How you stand, if you are in an offline meeting, stand straight. Don't hide behind the rostrum, for God's sake. Use hand gestures. If you are raising your hand, prompt the audience to raise their hand by raising your own hand. Have you understood it? Raise your hand first. Are you all happy? Show your happiness. Are you all sad? Show your sadness. See different expressions. Though we call women are more expressive, but male faces have shown eyes, nose, lips, tongue, everything can be used. You both the you can practice and be perfect. Eye contact. In an offline meeting or in online meeting, you can use cue cards if you forget things. Mostly, see that red box, be yourself, allow your own personality to come across in your speech. Then you deliver a successful speech. Any questions? I'm open to the audience. If there are no questions, I think we have.
I have one question.
Yes,
Toastmaster
madam.
Manoj. Yeah.
Yes, madam.
When we practice pause by counting
Yes.
1, 2, 3, don't you
Yes.
think so that we can miss the thoughts what we are going to deliver in the speech while counting?
Yes, that happens. That question also came into my mind. I read it somewhere that we need to count. When I started practicing it deliberately, initially I had this question in my mind, but once I started practicing, I found it to be okay. You can do it. Like you are holding a cue card, if you're forgetting your next thought, you can use your cue cards. I did that, and it became, after a little bit of practice, then it becomes something inherent in your speech. You become expert in that, expertise that, and it comes automatically how much pause I need to give. Like now, I give a pause. So that thing, if you practice, you become perfect in that. Any other question? I think I've answered you, Madam Ravinder.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj.
Any other question from anyone in the audience? Anyway, thank you so much. With that, we conclude this masterclass. on crafting your speech, which I titled as Cook and Solve. So now we go over to the last segment, which is the most interesting segment, which will be conducted by none other than the wonderful woman from Malaysia. Madam Esther, please take on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster, the awesome one and only fantastic Toastmaster who's always with so much of energy and positive vibes, who drives us to do better. Even me, I have learned to perform better with his support. Yes, now we shall, I think we all were drowned in Toastmaster Manoj's session. It was really fantastic. We'll talk about it later. Okay, before that, I would like to invite Toastmaster Manoj to evaluate the speech of our first speaker, Toastmaster Siba. Live your life by a map, not a clock. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Yeah. Thank you, Esther. Siva, I was overwhelmed by the title, as I told earlier also. That's a wonderful thing to start. Give a title which will make people think, people to wonder. So your title was very, very catchy. And start with a pleasant greeting to the audience. I often forget to greet the audience. You started wonderfully well. Greeting all the audience. Question. Next, you post a question. That's a technique to drag the audience attention. They must be wondering, they must be wandering throughout the world. We have audience from throughout the world, but mind also starts wandering. If you pose a question, everybody is dragged. A question is asked. So let me think. So by asking a question in the beginning, you drag the audience attention to your talk. Then you spoke about it was wonderfully carved, like the craftsmanship of the speech was done well. You talked about 70% of India you have already traveled, and you have gone to different countries like Nepal, Maldives, Thailand, Malaysia. I envy you. Like you have gone to so many countries. I'm still in India and yet to see more than 25% I haven't seen of India. Your body language and gestures have improved tremendously, Siva, because I've been seeing you. And today, the kind of emphasis you are giving to each sentence showed a lot of confidence that you're exuding. And the body language was bang on, though it can be improved further, but still, your gesture, the use of space was wonderfully done. And in the conclusion, there was a takeaway for the audience. That shows how much thought has gone into having that speech of yours. Now, I would like to suggest that you introduce some kind of dialogue between two persons, and introduce voice modulation. These are the techniques which can give a kind of boost to your speech. You have to deliberately introduce some kind of dialogue between two people, like today's talk. You have been to different parts of India and the world. Somewhere in Nepal, you are talking to a person. In what way? You talked about that it has taught you their culture. How did it taught you that culture? In Nepal, I met a person who asked me, what did he ask you that you have to modulate? In Nepali, how they bend a bit to give a salam. Salam, Saab, how do I help you? So that is how they show their gratefulness to people who visit their country. So something of that sort, and how it has influenced your life. So bring in that kind of voice modulation and bit of dialogue that will make your talk more interesting for the audience. Or else I found and I've seen how you are improving with each step of yours. And I'm looking forward to more improvement. And I see a champion speaker in days to come in you. Over to you with that to Madam Esther.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for the detailed evaluation. I think you have inspired Toastmaster Siba a lot. Yes, he has done an excellent job. Compared to before, he has improved so much. We got a lot to learn from him. Next, DTM Raj is not here to evaluate your speech. Toastmaster Manoj, who is going to evaluate.
Raj is not
Ah,
there.
he's
Raj,
here.
are you
No,
there?
he's here. He's
He's
here.
there.
Right, on the nick of time. Yes, I would like to invite DTM Raj Bharat to evaluate our Toastmaster Manoj's speech. On
Ashok wants to say
title,
something.
pause.
Sorry, I am unable to change my background color. Has anyone took my
Shiba will take on. Shiba is going to take on.
I'll take it.
Yeah, because I don't know some problem.
But you can note
Okay,
down the
okay.
timing also.
Yeah, I
Shiba
can
will
come. I can
manage.
come.
Ishta, go ahead. Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, Raj Bharat.
Great. Thank you so much, Jinder. You valued the restaurant. Pause and enjoy the moment. Very important topic Toastmaster Manoj spoke about today. In our life, we always keep living, keep moving ahead always, that we forget to celebrate it, we forget to enjoy it, we forget to wait for a moment and live what we lived few moments back. So very important aspects of life Toastmaster Manoj pointed out today with a beautiful speech pause. Coming to basic elements for the speech delivery. So there is no any doubt that he speaks passionately. He speaks whatever he is going to say is with full of commitment, full of dedication. He tried to touch with the audience with few examples which related to every one of us. Definitely indirectly. It is always good, as I have seen that the direct interaction with the audience, with many speakers, with Toastmaster Manoj did indirect interaction. So which I loved a lot today. Few aspects which I want to highlight, which Toastmaster Manoj can work upon, is in the speech, there could be a good chance to work on a structure. It should come in some chronological order to add a meaning where the speech is going as the content is progressing while you are delivering. I felt generic purpose was clear of the speech, but one specific purpose is also very important in a speech. Whether a speaker want to inform us, whether a speaker want to entertain us, whether a speaker want to inspire us, what action, what a speaker want to take us as an audience. So this has to be more specific from the speaker's perspectives. Again, there is no doubt in the good voice he has, but there would be good possibility to have voice modulation while delivering. It goes almost low pitch variation for him, but he can take care in the future. But yes, while delivering, while listening his speech, I paused myself and enjoyed it solely. Thank you. Back to you, generally valued Esther.
Thank you, DTM Raj, for the evaluation. Now will be my turn to give the overall report. Oh no, I have to invite our timer to give the timer's report. Timer, Toastmaster Ashok.
Yeah, thank you, Istara. So I will quickly brief the timing. The timing report is for the prepared speech, Shiba has taken 4 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj has taken 7 minutes 5 seconds. For the table topic, guest Mohit has taken 2 minutes 43 seconds. Guest Rishi has taken 2 minutes 25 seconds. Guest Prerna has taken 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj has taken 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Siba has taken 1 minute, 50 seconds. Ramesh, 1 minute, 6 seconds. Toastmaster Ravindra has taken 1 minute, 55 seconds. For the masterclass, Toastmaster Manoj has taken 26 minutes, 40 seconds. For the evaluation, Toastmaster Manoj has taken 3 minutes, 15 minutes. TTM Raj has taken 2 minutes, 44 seconds. So this is my time reports. Back to you, General Evaluator. Is there?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok, for the timer's report. Before I proceed, can we have our group photo? Can we shoot? Can dear guests and members switch on your camera, please? Yes, thank you. Thank you. We love to see you. I'm doing it now because I don't want like last minute few of you leave and we don't have a chance to take your pictures. Yeah, great, great, great. Another 3 more person. Inga, is it possible? If you can't, it's okay, but we would love to see you. And RK Sharma. Yeah, Rushi, you are back again. Okay. I'll take 3 shots, yeah? 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. 1, 2. Sharma is coming in. Oh, okay, finally. Another 2 more. Are you all coming in, ladies? Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Now freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Great. Great, great. Thank you so much. Okay, let me continue. Okay, now will be my report. First of all, I wish to thank all the guests who make themselves present here. I'm really overwhelmed to see the response today. 8 of you, 8 guests, and you really light up this meeting by even taking part in the table topic session and also giving your comments in the chat box. Thank you. I wish to thank you again, and please join us again every Saturday. Yes, now we started our meeting at 8:33 p.m. We are 3 minutes late today because we were looking for members to play a role. Yeah. Okay. Then a meeting started by introduction, and club mission started by Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Ravinder, then followed by Toastmaster Manoj, giving intro as Toastmaster of the day. Next, our timer introduced his role. Our timer Ashok introduced his role. Next would be our Toastmaster of the day welcomed our first speaker, Toastmaster Shiva, and he is also the evaluator for him. The topic today by Toastmaster Shiva, the speech is "Live your life by a map, not a clock." Excellent presentation, interesting and adventurous speech. Toastmaster Shiva also suggested that every one of us have a hobby to keep ourselves happy. This is the message which he strongly suggested to us, besides his wonderful story. Next, our Toastmaster Manoj, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Manoj welcomed the evaluator for the second speaker himself. and he gave his speech. The topic is pause. His speech, as usual, when Toastmaster Manoj is giving table topic or speech or whatever, it's always inspiring, thought-provoking speech. And he shared about the importance of taking a pause in our life. And there's also an excellent reminder that men should keep quiet when a woman speaks. Brilliant. Only brilliant men can handle a woman. So today I was giving a speech at the international conference hosted by UK. The host is from UK, and I was sharing about the relationship between man and wife, because no matter whatever you chase in life, if your relationship with your spouse is not good, the whole thing is ruined. You are not going to be a happy person. Yeah, Toastmaster Manoj, very experienced man.
Yeah, I agree with you 102%.
Yeah. Otherwise, you cannot be attending our Toastmasters meeting every week without fail. You see, the first stumbling block will be the wife. So this shows that you have a good relationship with your wife. Congratulations. And yeah, I hope everybody, I think most of the men are wise. You know, they will keep quiet, especially the married men. They will keep quiet. After a few years, they become wiser, you know, because the woman make them wiser. Yes? Yeah, they
Agreed.
know when to open the mouth and when to keep quiet. Fantastic message for every one of us. Next is our wonderful table topic master, Toastmaster Danish Shoma. Are you here or he left? I think he left, yeah? He left. Maybe he has something, but he is one of the good Toastmasters, a committed Toastmaster, because I've been attending almost all the meetings and I see that his attendance is very good and always he takes up a role. This shows how responsible he is. You know, I admire this kind of people because they have commitment. Toastmasters should be a good example to everyone. Yeah. So, and I said, he did a wonderful job. His topics were very impressive, brilliant. He gave about friendship, dreams, change, journey, hope, transformation, patience. All these topics are keywords for our daily life to keep ourselves moving. Yeah, when we think of all these topics, it can light up our life. Next is our extraordinary masterclass by our Toastmaster Manoj. Wow, the most blessed people here is our guests. They get free masterclass today. Even for us, I think we have to pay so much in order to learn to attend even such classes. We know about this already, but how good we are, how much we can remember. No, but by attending today's, you know, as usual, Toastmaster Manoj, why I'm praising him a lot, not because to gain any favor, special favors, but I admire people who are committed. You see, even in his presentation, he was generous. You know, actually it's not enough time, but he's so generous that he's willing to give as much as he could to all the fellow Toastmasters. And I not only see in his presentation, even in his commitment weekly to get the members to play role and all. So I think we all should follow the good example of our great Toastmasters who attend our meeting regularly. Okay, come to the suggestion. My suggestion, my humble suggestion, is to prepare role players before the meetings, if possible. Another thing is that I don't understand why we can't have the word of the day. If the grammarian is not there, so what? It doesn't matter. We all can learn. So the person who prepares the agenda, or Toastmaster Manoj, you or Toastmaster Siva can prepare a word of the day and put in the agenda on top there. So if you can put together with the meaning of the word. So everybody can learn, the guests can learn, and we can learn. It doesn't matter if there's no grammarian. Yeah, because I see this happening in other Toastmasters. Then team, of course, is there. It's wonderful. I don't have much time to talk about the masterclass, so I finish with this. And for the guests, it's really lovely to see you all here. Please, if possible, come in at least 5 minutes before the meeting starts, because some of you, if you want to play a role, confident enough to play the role, never mind, we are all learning here. You can take up roles. Yeah, if you at least come 5 minutes before and give it a try. Get yourself, participate in the meeting so that you will enjoy the meeting more. Yeah, we are looking forward to your attendance in future. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manoj. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther, for giving a wonderful evaluation. It was wholesome. And the basic suggestion that you gave, I think we need to do that, Siva. Word of the day. I'll share a word of the day which can be shared in that poster itself so that people come prepared and use that word, even if we do not have a grammarian or a language evaluator for the meeting. That's a wonderful suggestion. Madam Estra will surely do it from the next meeting onwards.
Yes.
Now, with that, Ravinder, if you could share the voting links, we'll do that. And I hand over the space to presiding officer of the day, the TM Raj Bharat, so that he can take the feedback of the guests and conclude the meeting. Raj, if you're there, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Is there result announcement there, Ravinder, to share?
I have shared the link. Kindly vote.
Yeah, Raj Bharat, Mr. Raj,
Yes,
DTM
Mr.
Raj,
Rao.
maybe you can ask our guests, Inga and Anne, who introduced them to come for the meeting.
Ishtara, we are already 15 minutes late, so we would like to thank everyone, first of all, for being part of this meeting. We will not take their much time as we are already late by 15 minutes. Anyone would like to share any experience? Meanwhile, Toastmaster Ravinder will prepare the certificates and share. Anyone who would like to share? We can take one. Anyone?
Inga and Anne.
Okay. Ravinder, are you sharing the screen with the results?
Raj, no one voted right now. How I can share this result? Kindly vote,
Okay.
everyone.
I voted.
No, I voted.
I voted.
Okay, let me join.
If not possible, then with certificate, Ravinder certificate, we can share later. You can just
Okay.
announce the name. You can just announce the name and we will congratulate them. Best speaker.
Best speaker, Toastmaster Manoj.
Congratulations to Master Manoj for being best speaker for today. Best table topic speaker.
Best evaluator is also Toastmaster Manoj.
Congratulations to Master Manoj for being best evaluator. And
again, best table topic speaker is also Toastmaster Manoj.
Great. So congratulations to Master Manoj for taking all the caps today.
And best role player is Estera.
Okay, congratulations, Estera, for being best role player.
Thank you. I thought it's Danish Suma. Yeah, he did very well also. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity that for me to learn to be a GE. I feared the most is GE, and now I'm becoming more confident. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Estera. Thank you. Anyone who would like to share anything as we are closing this meeting for today? RK Sharma, guest Mohit Ramesh. Anyone?
TM Raj, Inga is from Georgia.
Hi,
And-
Inja. Would you like to share anything?
Inga,
Toastmaster Inja.
RK, first unmute yourself and speak.
unmute.
Yes.
RK, you are speaking something, please unmute and speak.